Hey, do you have my cat's paw?
No, I gave it to you the other day.
That was Jono's. I borrowed it from Jono.
Yeah, but it was actually yours.
What?
Well, see, it's kind of been a thing where I stole Ray's, and then I think Ray stole yours, and then Ray took his back from me, and I had yours, and then Jono took yours from me, and then you borrowed Jono's, which was actually yours, so you had yours.
And I gave it back to Jono.
Well, then he's got yours.
Where's Jono?
Jono!
You know, right before you got here, Arlo swept this whole deck off.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad about that. Hey,
You don't feel bad about it at all.
that was actually pretty fun. I don't know if anybody like watches YouTube videos about something.
I think they do if they're watching this.
And then
Would be yes.
eventually, this is great. No, this is big picture stuff here. Eventually, you get to do that thing that you've watched somebody else do for so long.
Is that what you watch? People chainsaw and stuff?
Yeah, I watch a lot of videos, and one of the things I like to watch are these guys, I don't know where they are, South America or something, where they don't have sawmills. And so they cut down trees with chainsaws, and then they saw them into boards.
Wow.
With chainsaws, right?
Skill.
And these guys like are not wearing shoes or anything like that, and they got these monster chainsaws, right? And they're just kind of like I did. They'll go down the board and get their line straight, and then they'll saw it all the way through, all day long, just sawing boards with the chainsaw. So
wow.
I felt like I fulfilled some kind of YouTube dream here by getting to cut this in half on a big rip there with a chainsaw.
Good, I'm happy for you, but Arlo wants you to move because he's.
Well, no, I was just gonna say this. The only thing he lacked is most of those guys aren't wearing pants, and
That's real dangerous
I'm gonna
right
keep
there.
my pants on.
when guys cut some sawhorses.
Yeah.
That's not even a little cut.
Yeah.
Hey, whiz. We're gonna talk to that
Trashed. Jamie! If you're wondering, we're just tacking these collar ties up with our GRK R4 screws, which are structural, but we're gonna come back later with some big, thick RSS, the rugged structural screws, and really lag them in. That's just to hold it from falling just for the moment.
One other detail that we're trying to match or emulate from this 100-year-old home is the exterior window trim detail. All the exterior window trims are 5 inches wide, both sides and the top, with a little drip cap that was actually functional as like a piece of flashing back in the day, and the bottom is made from 1.75 inch thick stool. Now this was actually the window frame itself then, and we're just making one to be decorative and to make it match. The stool is going to be made of red oak because it's the only thing I have in my shop that is thick enough that I can plane down and still have 1.75 inches. Now we're flashing that out with a piece of aluminum flashing on top instead of the antique little turned up lip that they had built into the original trim. That allowed the next piece of siding to go above the window trim and overlap the tiny little lip and actually be flashed only out of wood. And that's why that piece was there. And we'll just eyeball, yeah, you can get them all three going. I'm past by, I'm just outside the fringe.
Yeah, just outside the fringe.
Okay.
Good.
Well, that looks crooked to me. Can't do it that way. Do it that way? That don't look right.
We had a spot right here where Jamie realized that the corner board was going to interfere with the window trim. Like, it's a 5-inch wide corner board. And so they're going to rip the whole edge of the window trim that's already installed with the turkey saw.
Turkey saved the day.
Let's do it. The guys from the power company are here, and Jamie's doing his best. I mean, everything he can do to talk himself and them into underground power being the best idea. But I'm sort of with them on this one, that you got power like right there. Whoop,
Yeah.
Weatherhead.
Yeah, overhead.
You know, overhead power.
Overhead power, and maybe in the name of matching the old house, which you can see this beautiful weatherhead and the galvanized.
It gives it that old
exposed-
look.
It does give it that old feel, which that is what I'm going for, sort of.
What's your vote?
Overhead.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
Overhead.
Overhead.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a broad majority of overhead, but if we did do underground, what we'd have to do is come off of the pole right there. Boom, put a pole there, come down it, dig up all your water lines,
Yeah.
and then come into a meter base there. So
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
our options.
Oh man.
Jamie's gonna keep them here for at least 30 minutes thinking about it. Good decision on the overhead.
Yes,
Way to do
overhead
that.
is done. It's a sealed
Secondly, Lee was telling me that there's a shortage of the green underground boxes, like the transformers.
Nationwide.
Nationwide.
deal. No way, is
Yep,
it?
nationwide.
Yeah. So our next project, likely, we'll have to build the whole thing on generators, because they're not giving you a transformer till you get your CO now.
What?
They're holding them, because some people get temp power and then keep the temp power for years just to have temp power, right? This video is brought to you by AG1 by Athletic Greens, and what I've found in my life is that my health is priceless. Like, if I'm not healthy, nothing else matters. I need to be the leader of my family's adventures. I gotta go to work every day, and I just wanna feel good. It really matters to me, and that's why I'm trying to make healthy habits now that support my health and make me feel great. If you're not familiar with Athletic Greens, it's a comprehensive all-in-one greens powder engineered to fill the nutrition gaps in your diet and support your body's nutrition needs across 4 pillars of health: gut health, immune support, energy, and recovery. It's packed with 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food sourced ingredients, combining the perfect amount of micronutrients, absorption, and taste to jumpstart your daily routine. It's just 1 scoop in 8 ounces of water once a day. That's it. And even though Athletic Greens is green, it does not taste like broccoli or ground up Brussels sprouts. To me, it actually has a semi-sweet taste to it. I really love the extra energy level I feel all day long when I use AG1, and I also love that my nutrition gaps when I'm on the road and not eating exactly like I should be are getting filled, and I'm staying healthy. Head to the link in our video description now to get a year's supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And this is a game changer for supporting your immune system. Again, Athletic Greens is going to give my community an immune supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Thanks again to Athletic Greens for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work.
On the basement level, we decided to do lap siding that mimics or matches this 4-inch reveal wood siding. Now, we could have done this on the whole house if I had the material, but I don't. And part of the deal is that I'm using up some things that I have so that this property costs less to build. All right, now what I do have is board and batten look panel and trim. So I've got LP Smart Side panels. They are 4 feet by 10 feet. We're cutting them down to size. And I know I might get a lot of flack about this in the comments, but I'm perfectly okay with that. We are ripping the 4-foot wide sheets down to 16-inch wide panels. The reason? They're easier to handle. They are just simply so much easier to install. We're setting them on a little spacer above my metal flashing, okay? And that gives us a perfect gap above the flashing. And we're going out on walkboards and things, so it's just easier to handle those panels.
And this is your house. We can experiment and see if this is better.
That's right.
Each of those gaps will be covered by a batten strip. So.
Right. We're putting a gap in between each panel to allow for any kind of expansion. That's good. I will say too that it may not be recommended, but I don't think it's not recommended either. I don't think it really matters. Let me say also, everything is getting painted white. All this is blue or gray or whatever. It's going to get white, all right? Also, when we're fitting pieces around windows and corner boards especially, we need to have a nice consistent gap that we can caulk, and it's easier to get a 16-inch wide panel fitted and cut and installed than getting a full-size panel fitted around a window. Like, for example, if the panel went around both sides of the window, then you would have to fit the entire cut around the whole window unit perfectly.
Which is a little difficult.
In one shot. It is, because there's no trim that's going to cover that joint. That's just going to be an exposed caulked joint. But by breaking it into 3 pieces, 16, 16, 16, that allows me,
around.
you know, I can adjust the first piece, I can cut the second one, adjust it, and I can independently adjust the other one. All right, let's go 35/8, 30/5/8.
Now that we've got all of our panels put up on this wall, and that only took about 30 minutes, I would say. Yeah. It was pretty quick and easy. We got to go back and put all the battens on. They're going to cover all the joints, and we've got one up top that we're going to register the top of all the vertical ones too. And we're just going to work our way down, one at a time, down the ladder. Also nailing off the top of the panels that we couldn't reach previously. Ray's coming right behind us with caulk. He's using the old white Big Stretch, which, if you ask us, is the best sealant you can get for an exterior application like this. It really stretches instead of cracking. So we're going to caulk all this in because it's painted white. If you have gaps on a white paint job, they show up looking black because they're like a shadow line. So we don't want that.
I thought it was just a cool name. Big Stretch.
No, it's because that's what it does.
Oh, it stretches.
Big time stretching.
Wow. Genius.
I've never seen you caught cross-handed like that, Ray.
Well, I'm on my left side, man. I don't know what else to do.
You're doing it. What are you guys thinking? There's a lot of pointing and stuff over here.
Lighting.
Lighting.
All the lighting. You know, we had it all planned out, but she actually had some really creative ideas here. We're going to put in some art type lighting, so we can
to light up artwork.
to hang art
Yeah,
and
that's
actually
smart.
have lights.
She's an artist. I
Like
see.
museum type lights.
I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I know why.
Just like museum, like long museum lights.
We're gonna put a outlet in the soffit on the back porch so we can hang up some really cool string lighting
Yep.
to get some ambiance on a switch.
Like
Yep.
party lights.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
basically, yeah. What else kind of unique did we think of here? That might be it for now, but
Oh, see, Arlo's calling chili pepper on it.
Lights for security cameras.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
for security.
Or power for security cameras.
Okay.
You gotta have high power.
Right, the business guy. I was thinking ahead.
And then we're starting to think about the vent. And I think
oh yeah,
Jamie, maybe he can create something custom.
she's dreaming up my next metal fabrication dream job here. So we're gonna have a very fancy, it sounds like, hood over the stove, you know, with the vent in it. But it's gonna be
It's not
like
gonna be a wood hood.
no,
No.
metal.
The industrial look.
Yeah.
Looks like a fake chimney going through the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Think Biltmore.
More work. Modern Scandinavian.
Industrial.
With the,
You are a modern Scandinavian, actually.
We don't even know what that means.
we don't know. It's the new style.
We're making it up.
I believe you.
She good.
Can we take this board down now?
Yeah, that was holding the whole house together, but now I think it's safe.
All right.
Putting these big old, what do they call, Arlo?
Rugged structural screw that Jamie painted black.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, they are. GRKs, but they're just painted.
One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put them all in the same line,
Yeah.
same grain of the wood. So you want to kind of sporadically throw them in there just so that they're not all in the same one.
And
So
why is that?
Because it's going to make a big split down that
Down that
rafter.
grain line.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick this one right here. And what I've done is I used my square just to go from the end here, so I know exactly what I'm working.
Oh, I see that. You drew it out.
Where I'm working with. Yeah.
Dang, dude, you're like a real carpenter.
I saw Jamie do it. And we're putting blocking on this side, so I don't want the heads to stick out. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna sink them in a little bit.
On the other side too, actually.
You went in the same grain line.
No, I'm off. No, I was down a little bit there. No, I was off, bro. Don't worry.
Get one way up at Tippy.
Yeah.
You gotta have nails in it,
I
bud.
have nails in it, bruh.
After all that Jeffrey Dahmer talk yesterday,
Right?
I had a dream
Uh-oh.
that I was out hiking and I got to the end of the trail, which met a road, and I needed to ride back to my car. So I was like hitchhiking back, and a guy, older guy, picked me up. Next thing you know, I'm like knocked out, and I wake up in a room with 2 other people, and he's in there with a sledgehammer,
Whoa.
and like he's talking to the other 2 people holding the sledgehammer, and I'm behind him, and then all of a sudden he just turns around like this and just whacks me in the head with the sledgehammer.
And that was it? That was the end of your dream?
Well, no, I woke up
Okay.
like from him knocking me out.
Yeah.
It didn't kill me,
Okay.
and I like somehow escaped. And I was like, had my phone, I was calling 911, no one would answer. I was like trying to flag people down on the road to like help me, and I finally got somebody to help me. Still couldn't get a hold of 911, but we decided to go back and like capture the guy.
Yeah.
But the guy escaped.
Man.
Yeah.
You got way more fun dreams than I do.
It wasn't fun.
Well, that's it for our video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support us somehow, we do sell tool belts at PerkinsBuilderBelt.com. We also have an affiliate link for TrueWork, which is the gear we're wearing almost all the time. We love it. I know you will too. You'll get 15% off with our link. Remember to get subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. And thanks for building with us. We'll see you on the next one.